Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarai and I am a life coach helping you learn how to manage your mindset so that you can achieve the life of your dreams and the life that you truly deserve. Now make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn those notifications on. This video is going to be about goal setting hacks, 7 simple steps for success. All right, now, if you're anything like me, you might have a lot on your plate, and we kind of do that to ourselves, right? A lot of goals, a lot of things that you're looking to achieve, okay? Now, sometimes when we have too much or we're just not really sure where to start, we start to get stressed, and that can lead to us feeling even stuck, okay? We end up being maybe overwhelmed or just overloaded, and we kind of spin in our own thoughts, right? And we spin in inaction, or we end up procrastinating and just not really getting anything done. Okay, so if this sounds anything like you, then you are in the right place, right? This video is gonna help you. You are exactly where you need to be. Okay, now, the very first step or hack that I would say is gonna be good for you is called chunk it down. And what that really means is that if you have a big goal that you're looking to achieve, okay, you have something major, a major life change, or you're looking to open a business, whatever it might be, sometimes it can be daunting, right? It can be just completely overwhelming. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to begin this. Well, the first thing to do would be to break it into smaller steps, smaller goals. Things that you think that you're like, when you see that goal and you're like, well, yeah, like I can do that. Like, let's say it's market research, right? Well, like if you're trying to open a restaurant, for example, that's your big goal. Well, like market research can be even just checking out the competition, right? It could be looking at their menu. It could be eating at their restaurant, right? Sometimes we get in our own heads and we make things far more complicated than they actually are. All right, so when we chunk it down, we're able to look at it with more of that unbiased eye and really just say, okay, well, I can get this done by X time and actually see that accomplished, okay? And then you actually end up feeling more accomplished because you can see check, 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 instead of seeing the big picture and go, well, gee, it's been a year and I still haven't opened my restaurant, right? But if you see, oh, well, yeah, like in month 1, I did the market research, and then in month 2, whatever it might be, like if you feel more comfortable, trying to create a business plan, and then maybe you apply for funding, doing it that way instead of just looking at it going, oh my gosh, well, I have all these things to do and I just haven't done any of them. Okay, now, number 2, this is called the rule of 5. And what that means is that you complete 5 things that are helping you to achieve that goal. 5 things every day to help you achieve your goal. And they could be they could be 5 of the same thing, or they could be 5 completely different things. Or like if you wanted to, like, let's just say, call 3 people and send 2 emails. If you feel like that is going to further your goal, then by all means, there's your 5. Or, maybe it's checking out 5 different restaurants. Maybe it's eating at 5 different restaurants, or just looking at those menus, right? Or maybe it's even just doing one eating at a restaurant a day, and then 4 sending emails or collecting emails. Anything as long as you feel like it is furthering your goal that ultimately you're looking to achieve. Okay, now, hack number 3, focus on the top 2 to 3 things. And what this means is that, let's say you have a list of 20 things to do, right? Your list is this long, you have a lot of things going on. But if you were to look at that and actually say, okay, now, if I were to pick only like the top 2 or maybe 3 things that are real priorities, what would they be? That helps you really start to prioritize, but manage your time a little bit better too. If you look at that and say, okay, well, yeah, I could create the menu, but is that really a priority right now if you were at the beginning stage, right? So just really looking at it like, okay, what would be my priorities? If I could only do 2 or 3 of these things, what would those 2 or 3 be? Okay, now, hack number 4. I love this one because I feel it makes such a difference for me. So kind of talking about those 2 to 3 things, going back to that for a second because it's relevant. if you were to then pick 2 to 3 things based on the ROI, the greatest ROI, and what is that really? It means return on investment. So out of my list of 20 things, which couple of things are going to give me the greatest return on my investment? That is so good, right? And you can apply this to anything. I'm using restaurant. I'm using that because it's something that we all can understand, but ultimately this can even be done with, like, let's say you want to work on your relationship, right? With like a relationship with a family member or your significant other. You can do that even with them. Like, what if you have a whole list of things that you want to work on with them? Well, what are the ones that are going to give you the most return on your investment? That's a great way to look at it, right? Okay, now hack number 5. Remove distractions. Remove distractions. This is so important because, we get caught up in the day-to-day activities and we let other things get in the way. And frankly, our brain will always find a way to make something else more important. And I know that doesn't, when you hear that and when you think about it, you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like I really want to achieve my goal. I really want to be with my family, right? Like I really do. So why is it then that my brain will put all these distractions in front of me so that I end up doing that, such as social media, right? Such as emails, or TV shows, just electronics in general. What about websites that you find yourself being sucked into over and over and over again? Like, why does our brain do that? Well, it's because your brain fights change. Frankly, it does whatever it can to prevent you from changing because it doesn't like to change. When you change, it means that it has to figure out how to do something differently. And it doesn't like that. That's not fun, okay? Even if the change is actually going to help you. It doesn't matter. Brains don't want to do that. So in a way, you have to really, this is why I say manage. You have to manage your brain. You have to manage your mind, okay? Don't let it control you. You have the power to control it, but you do have to make the choice. So remove those distractions. Make sure that those websites are not available. They don't just pop up when you open your computer. Close them out. Do your best. Sometimes I even catch myself doing this. I will be, on some website. I love to read articles and anything regarding spirituality and meditation. I'm always looking for new things. And I have to pull myself back. I do have to go, whoa, stride. We got work to do, baby. Let's put that off. We'll get to that eventually. When you have some time for you, you can do that. But for now, let's focus on our goals. Let's focus on what we want, where we want to go, right? Okay, now, number 6, acknowledge your successes. Now, I know that this might not seem like a hack, but I tell you what, unless you've actually tried it, don't knock it, okay? Because when I actually did this for the first time, now granted, I don't mean like the very first day, it took a few days, but after about 5 days of doing this, I was like, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna be able to acknowledge today. I wonder, and then I would even go during my day, I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to acknowledge that at the end of my day. I can't wait to acknowledge that. Or maybe I might even do it right there. It's funny how we think that we don't need it. First of all, we think that we don't need our successes acknowledged. And we think it's silly, okay? When we actually do it, we feel awkward. And then we find ourselves really wanting to do it. And even when you don't do it, you end up missing it. Go figure, right? You didn't know you even wanted it. You felt weird when you started doing it. Then you started loving it. And then you started missing it when you didn't do it. Again, the brain doesn't want change. All right, but acknowledging your successes goes a long way. It helps your subconscious start to feel more confident, okay? And when you feel more confident, your actions change because your brain then starts actually believing that you can do it, that you can achieve your goals. So that's why acknowledging even small steps, right? Like, oh, like if you have your rule of 5, oh my gosh, yep, good job, Sarai, you just completed this video. Right? You just completed video number 1. Awesome. Moving on to your, number 2 of your 5. Do it, and maybe you want to do it as you go like that. That is a great way to help you feel more sufficient and confident and ready to achieve. All right, now moving on to our last one here, number 7, living on purpose, okay? Not on purpose, but on purpose. This is something that means when you, let's take that list of 20 things that you have to do, okay? When you look at that list, is there anything on your list that does not align with your goals? Or maybe it's not something that is actually on your list. Maybe it's when we talk about becoming overwhelmed or distractions or anything that like prevents us, anything that's maybe not on the list that prevents us from going forward with our goals. When you're doing that, when you catch yourself doing that, does it actually align with who you are? And ask yourself, is it serving me, right? Like, is this action that I'm doing right now, that I'm putting so much mental thought into, is this actually serving me? Is this going to further my goals? Y'all, when I actually did that for the first time, I was like mind blown. I eliminated so many things off my to-do list that I didn't even realize shouldn't have been there to begin with. Think about that. I had like, oh, read this email and research this. And when I started breaking it down, I was like, oh wait, like, no, that has nothing to do with my business. Or I don't even remember because it was a while ago, but it definitely affected me to the point where I never let anything like that again. Or if it did get on I was gonna say I never let anything like that again on my list, but like if it did somehow make it there, I was able to say erase, delete, because I knew that wasn't going to serve me. It didn't align with my purpose. It didn't align with my joy. That's another thing. Joy. Do what makes you feel good, living on purpose. Now, if you would like, I have a little bonus here. There is a link below for a goal setting hack worksheet. So if you would like to get your hands on that, all you have to do is just click the link, enter your email address, and that's it. I will send it to your inbox and you will have it and it will help you. You could print it off. You can do, for me, I print it off, but I make several copies and then I just do it daily. I'm able to remind myself of what I should be working on, my little key things, tips and tricks and hacks to help me further my goals and really set me up for success. So again, my name is Sarai. I want to thank you for joining me. I am a life coach helping you learn how to manage that mindset so that you can achieve the life of your dreams and the life that you truly deserve. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, turn those notifications on, and I will see you later. Success can be found where positivity abounds. Bye.